Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm excited for the season, right? We're doing this, which means we're closer to playing games. And I know our players are ready to stop practicing, right, and play some games, which I am too. So it's been a great ride these last few months. I'm excited for it. It's a great group. You know, obviously we've got some returners. We brought in some new flavor with our players as well. But we've been meshing really well right now and really focused on being a team, getting better every day. And I think we've been doing that. So I'm excited to see us tip off against somebody other than ourselves.
Coming in as a new coach and kind of forming, your own identity with this team, what is something that you really see out of this group of girls this year?
Yeah, I mean, at the first point, you think about just being good people, right? That was something that we really focused on as a staff, is getting to know them, the returners. Obviously, we've got some newcomers that we already knew. But yeah, just knowing them as people first, that's how you got to figure out how you got to coach them, right? How to motivate them. So doing that first, and then realizing that, yeah, they're good people. They're well-rounded, they're holistic, they're not just athletes, right? They're student athletes, they're gonna do great things in this world, but they wanna win, right? And that's something that we're here to do, right? It's help them have a winning season, not only for themselves, but right, for this program and getting it back in that win column.
And how important is cultivating that buy-in on the defensive side, and how do you really kind of instill that in your women?
It's crucial. I mean, you just watched the WNBA Finals, Game 5. I mean, it was a low-scoring game, right? It's hard to get points, right? So it's all about defense. That's what wins championships. And to me, it's just all about what you emphasize, what you do every single day. And defending is part of our identity. So we defend every single day, and we talk about it every single day. And when you're doing that, they have no choice but to really buy in, especially when you just tell them flat out, if we don't defend, you're not going to play. Right? I'm just very honest and direct about it, and that's what we have to do.
At your introductory news conference, you said you wanted to get your team more athletic and longer. Were you able to accomplish that?
Yeah, I think so. In a short period of time, yes. Right. We brought in Dylan Hannah. She's 6'2". Right. Sharice Pittman. She's another 6'2". Sadie Shore's incoming freshman. She's 5'10" and athletic. Right. So just with those three players, adding them, right, in a really 2 months span, right, I think we were able to do that right away. And then obviously looking forward to the future, we'll continue to do that.
And I know you've only had, the summer and these 2 months, but just, is there anything that you feel encouraged about with your team, and as far as what you've seen so far, that they can do well?
Yeah, I forgot Bones, Keani Westbrook. My bad for your other question. She's 6'2" as well. I coach hard, right? And I never apologize for that, right? I love them, but I coach them really hard. I have a really high standard, and some teams, not any of my teams, okay, but some teams won't respond to it, right? And they don't want to be coached hard, and they don't see the bigger picture. Right, and they take it personal or whatever they do. This team and the teams I've had before don't do that, right? They want to be better. They want to be coached hard. They know that I'm just trying to make them better, and we're trying to reach a goal, right? It's to win and get better every single day. So I think that this team has done a good job of that. I think it takes sometimes learning that, though, learning how to be coached hard, right? And accepting that and realizing it, and that to me is part of growing pains, right? We don't know each other, right? That's a part of growing together. So they've understood that, and now we're at the point where they want to be coached hard, right? They invite hard. That's what we've been talking about a lot with them.
What type of offense and defense will you run primarily? I know defensively especially you're going to change all the time, but primarily what type of offense?
Well, Daryl, you don't know that. You don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do right now, all right? But I'll save that to when you see us play, right, in terms of what we're going to do on the offensive and defensive end.
And what is it like having a player like Kyren Whittington, who is fifth in the American in scoring, but second in steals and total takeaways? I mean, you talk about the buy-in on defense. What is it like having a player that just sets the tone on the court?
Yeah, I mean, the best teams are player-led, all right? We can be the best coaching staff in America, right? But they're the ones that go out there and play and lead. And already having someone who has that experience, right, who has that pedigree, who has that respect in the league and from her teammates just makes my job easier. But yeah, obviously, if I'm a defensive coach and that's what we do, she already fits that. The learning curve is just a little bit shorter or a little bit smaller for maybe some other players.
That you see a palpable improvement on the offense, or just the way that you're kind of looking to run things? Is it a little more of a high moving offense, or are you really wanting to just kind of go in the paint?
We do both. We play inside and out, right? I think the difference is the tempo and the pace, right? I play a lot faster, wanting to play fast, spacing the floor. It's an equal opportunity offense. Different people touch the basketball. I like movement, right? So it's not we're gonna have sets, obviously, but I think we have versatility this year with multiple options on the offensive end. It's not gonna be just one or two players. And I think that's really how you win games, because it's hard to defend when you got 4 or 5 options out there on the offensive end.
How would you describe Tulane's pre-conference schedule and the challenge it presents?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I'm really pleased with it. I think it gives us a good balance. You know, we're starting on the road, at Loyola, which for me is good. Like, I want to be on the road. I want some adversity. I want something different, right? And then obviously we got LSU on the road. We got Missouri on the road. You know, we've got Florida at a tournament on the road. So we got to be able to win in those environments. And to me, that creates adversity in the non-con. So now, when we're in the conference tournament, we've been there. We've been in those venues, right? Hopefully we go to the NCAA tournament, right? Now we've already played an NCAA tournament team. We know what that feels like. We've seen it. And then obviously you've got to have it balanced with good teams that are around us too. And I think it's important to have local rivalries, right? Just for the fans as well. Anytime we can play somebody in Louisiana, I'm all for that. So yeah, I'm pleased with our schedule, especially when we were able to put it together so fast.
Is there a point in the season that you've already seen on the schedule where you can say, I think by this time I'll know what my team really is in the pre-conference schedule?
Yeah, I try not to get too far ahead of myself. I'm really a day-to-day person, right? Staying in the present and just trying to get better, and I really want that for our players too. So I never really know exactly. I think every team is different. I think every season is different. That's the beauty, of each individual team and each individual season. So I don't know exactly, but I just know we want to be playing our best basketball in the end of February and March, and that's what I'm really hoping for.
When you look at this team, what do you feel it'll probably come down to as far as how good you guys can be by the time conference comes up? Do you look at them and say, wow, if we can do this,
sure,
we'll be, if we can do that.
Sure.
What do you think this season really comes down to as far as what you see right now?
Sure, I'm gonna knock on wood with the first one. We have to be healthy. That's number one, right? You gotta be healthy. That's the teams that win in February and March are healthy. Okay, so that's number one. And then I think as long as we can continue to grow together as a team and putting team first, we'll do great things. But it's gotta be about the team, not individual players, right? It shouldn't matter who has the highest points. All it matters is that we win. Team first. And if we're able to do that consistently, and we're able to find joy in that and really understand that's when we'll win. So.
Kyren, coach just mentioned team, 9 newcomers, right? How is that, just developing that chemistry that you're going to need this season, how has that been different so far this year than maybe what you've experienced from previous years when that number was a lot less?
I don't think it's different. I think she came in with the idea. She always says connect, connect, connect. Like, that's a big point for her. And I'm really big on that too, like team love and bonding. So just getting my team together on and off the court, talking to them, hanging out with them, that's all that matters for me, and that matters for her. So as a whole, I think we focused a lot on loving on each other and spending time with each other, and that'll get it done.
And so far with Coach in practice, you're playing for not only an alum here, but a Hall of Famer. Do you feel kind of that passion for her alma mater in terms of what you see in the day-to-day and just what you experience with her, communicating with her, and just getting to know her as a coach? I
think we both have a lot of passion and fire behind us. So it's really cool just to be here and have somebody that's on the same page as you. Just playing and being on the court, getting back on the court, I think having that kind of fires me more, because it's like my last year and just, I don't know, it's fresh, it's new, I like a challenge, so it's exciting.
Finally, last thing for me, Coach, for our fans and people who are coming to see this program for the first time under your regime, what style of play, as you mentioned to Daryl, maybe not tipping your hand too much, but in terms of what can they expect when they come watch Tulane women's basketball this season?
We haven't been shy about our identity on the court. We're going to defend, we're going to rebound, we're going to run. We're going to play with a lot of passion and joy, having a lot of celebrations, a lot of love like she talked about. But we're going to have a lot of edge, right? And to me, edge is no one's playing harder than us, no one's being more physical than us, and we're going to be really urgent, right? And that shows up in charges, loose balls, energy plays, right? To me, that's what wins championships.
Kyren, Will you play the point or the two? And just describe this team that you're playing with now. How would you describe it?
You know my answer always. I'm going to do what I need to do. Whatever spot I got to fill in, I will do that. Right now, I'm probably at the 3, where I'm comfortable. But, again, you never know. I'm prepared for anything, learning the plays for each spot. And whenever she calls my name, I'll just go.
And how would you describe this team? I mean, you've played
Ooh. A lot of energy players, good positive people, passionate people. Like I said, it's a lot of love, and it's exciting to play with. I like that passion, I like that fire, and it excites me. And we just play hard, like she said. Like, we have edge, like those hustle plays. We're gonna have that, and that's what we want you guys to see, or the fans to see, that energy from us.
and see, will this be a good rebounding and shooting team?
Yes. We're rebounding, getting on the boards. We're going to rip and run, get out, get up and down the court. We're going to defend, all that, everything. We're doing it all.